What is the tea, y'all? It is a new day in the workroom, and we are reviewing the latest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 8. I don't know the title of this episode, and I never do. So, this is the episode where we're all confused that we even have another episode and why is it not the finale. But it was very entertaining. We brought all the queens back and we did a lot of fun stuff. I typically don't like the mini challenges, but they did the reading challenge, which I don't think I had noticed that we hadn't done. And I like that they brought all the queens back to be able to do it. And I thought the reading challenge was really good. I didn't necessarily have a clear winner, so therefore I didn't disagree with the winner that was chosen. And quiet as is kept, I don't remember which winner was chosen. So that was that. I do also like the idea that we're doing the talent show. I also don't think that maybe like in the first episode, I was like, oh, we're not doing the talent show. But I don't think that I realized that we hadn't done it. So again, it's exciting that we get to do it and all the queens are back for it. And I think it's a fun idea that Jimbo and Candy as the top two are going to host it. So, that's fun. I really didn't too much dive into the little sit down that the queens did in the workroom where they were kind of rehashing things. Kind of because I just felt like inevitably it was going to be missing some things because Heidi's not there. And like I had said in previous reviews, I didn't feel any type of way. The other big storyline, right? I didn't feel any type of way about Alexis sending Lala home. So it's just not really something I needed to hear. And it didn't really excite me. So there was nothing there for me for that. But it seems like they squashed it as best they could and we moved on. And we'll just go straight into the talent show. First, we have Monica Beverly Hills, and she's doing an original song. She's lip syncing and she's dancing. I will note she looks amazing. Like as soon as she came out, I'm like, she looks amazing. But then the only thing was that the song was so flat. Like it was just so flat for me. I think I was waiting for like the pickup. Like I'm like, okay, it's gonna start slow and do like the little saunter in, and then we're gonna get the meat. But I never got the meat. It was very vegetarian. But she looked amazing, and it did feel very confident. Obviously, we didn't get to see a lot of Monica Beverly Hills in the season, but it felt like she was having a good time, and she was confident, she was doing well, so good for her, but not the song for me. Naisha also said that she looked super stunning, but this just kind of the same as Monica. Like it started off really slow for me. I know a lot of people really liked it. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I just don't know enough. But it just felt slow and not really that entertaining. But she looked great, and you can tell that she put a lot of thought and work and effort into it. So yeah, but it wasn't super exciting to me. First thing I noticed when Kasha came out was that she had on more flats. And, but I think the concept was good with what Kasha was doing. I like the like wig switch thing that she did. I don't know that I read enough into what she was doing and what was supposed to be happening, but it definitely felt like there was some thought and effort put behind it. Obviously, she did quite a bit. So good for her. I think my favorite part of it though was like after she did the wig switch and she did the end part where she read from the book and gave like the I don't know like it was kind of like an affirmation or just like be nice type of thing. I think that was my favorite part. But other than that, it was definitely a little bit more exciting than what Naisha and Monica did, but it wasn't like super anything super crazy for me. I thought that Darian Lake looked fantastic, per usual, and I thought that she was hilarious. I don't know that Kasha was doing an original song. I don't know what we would call that. I kind of missed the title of it, but I like that Darian was the first to come out and do something basically different. And she did comedy, and I thought that she was hilarious. I don't think any of the jokes were flat. I didn't necessarily agree with the critique from the guest judge where they were like, you don't have to be the butt of the joke. Not that I didn't disagree, because it's a valid critique, right? Like, you don't have to just lean on fat jokes. But I don't know. I think it was misplaced. I don't think that we needed that note necessarily because it was still funny. And I don't think that Darian is self-deprecating from a place of like feeling insecure or like she has to do that or that's like her crutch. I think she just did it because it's funny. So I didn't think that that critique was needed. But I thought that she was hilarious. And I thought that she looked great. Her timing was epic. Like with the jokes, they all landed, and she was doing a really good job. As soon as James came out, I'm like, here's James wearing the same thing as always. Same thing as always. Like, it's just such a big letdown for me because obviously we did, like, it goes without saying. We didn't get a lot of James on the original season. And when James came back for All Stars, I was really excited at first. Like, you can go back to my first couple reviews. I'm like, James is killing it. I love this. Like, ooh, James, James, James. But now it just feels like at some point it just felt like James stopped trying, I guess, kind of. And yeah, it just feels like same, 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 same. I'm not sure what the judges loved about it. I'll get into that a little bit more later. But yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I was too blinded by the fact that it just felt like the same look. And I just couldn't really get past it, and I'm like, I just don't need to see this. I just didn't. So whatever. I'm trying to like the reason I keep talking is I'm trying to find something positive to say about it, but no. So no. I think Kahana did amazing. I'm kind of gagging that Kahana was not in the top two. I was kind of thinking towards the end of the episode, like who would I have put at the top two? So I think I'm kind of gagging that Kahana was in the top two. She did great. This is totally different from what everybody else did. I didn't even remember that Kahana had a cheerleading background, but I know she mentioned it before. And so yeah, like I was just surprised and I was excited. This is the first like performance of the night thus far that I was excited about. And it was super high energy and it just looked great. And it felt different because Kahana's always given us showgirl, showgirl, showgirl. So this felt different. It felt like another lane or another like branch off for Kahana. So I was super excited to see it. And I think that she did amazing. Like I said, it was the most exciting so far. Then Miss Lala comes out. This was great. Like I didn't know that Lala had this in her. She looked great as well, even though she had on purple lipstick, which y'all know I hate. But she looked amazing. Her energy was amazing. She was so confident. Like my notes, I put like a yes with 14 S's. The choreo was great. It had so many different levels, so many different just everything. Like oh my god, I could literally go back and just keep rewatching it. Honestly, it was great. And just like the Beyonce fan of it all that she was doing, like the turntable thing that she did, that it was just so many elements. Like, and then she did the RuPaul candy bar at the end. That was a winning performance for real. Like, I did not know that she had that in her. She turned that, so she did amazing, minus the purple lipstick. Alexis was giving more Alexis. The first thing I noted that she was singing live, which is fine. I'm glad that she took that risk. She sounded fine. It's not like she sounded bad, but I'm like, okay, she's singing live. But I think that's what made it feel so sleepy. Like Alexis's delivery is always just so sleepy because it's just like watching Alexis. Like it's almost like watching, like, you know, your kid likes musical theater and they probably do all the school plays, so it feels like I was just going to another one of Junior's school plays. And it's like, I want to support you because I know you love this, but it's so one note. It's just the same old, same old. And even when she did the reveal, I'm like, oh, maybe it'll get exciting. Once I started to realize there was a reveal, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll get that little element of excitement at the end. The things on her chest didn't even look like apples. So it was just like, and the outfit was boring anyway. And they didn't look like apples. So, no. I think Jessica did a great job. Every time Jessica comes out, she is more entertaining than I expected her to be. Not that I don't think that she's a good queen. I just think, I guess I don't know. Like I always say, like I don't really know much about Jessica Wilde, but yeah, like her performance was really good. It was really energetic. The hair flip thing was honestly the highlight. I think that she did a great job. I really like the song too as well. And I like the fact that she had the neon sign thing that said wild that she was dancing under. I think that that was a really good touch. So it gave like high production value. Like as the show went on, I just feel like the production value was just higher. Like for the Kahana, the Lala, the Jessica Wild, like it was just better. Like and it was more exciting. So I really enjoyed this performance, and I think it came at a really good part of the show because this is just when the performances were getting better, in my opinion. I was really, really excited and didn't expect it. Maybe I'm easily pleased, but I didn't expect to be able to see Candy and Jimbo perform. I really liked their hosting to begin with. Like, even when they came out and initially they switched and, Candy played a little bit as Jimbo and Jimbo played a little bit as Candy. That was hilarious. Like, it's just little stuff like that. But their performances, both of them, they honestly, like, even Jessica, like I noted it, like it gave like finale performance. When they do their numbers at the finale, Jessica's gave that type of quality. And same with Candy. Like I'm skipping Jimbo, so I'll go back to Jimbo. Like Jimbo's hilarious. She's always gonna be hilarious, and she just thinks outside the box. This isn't like a crazy concept or anything, and it's probably maybe been done before in different aspects, but it's not something I expected, and it's not something that I can say that I would have come up with, and clearly the other ladies didn't come up with it. And so, yeah, like the costuming, it was just all creative, and you could tell that it was fully thought out, and it was hilarious. So I loved that. Candice gave like a finale performance, kind of because we thought this was going to be a finale, right? So I thought it was really good. The choreography was great. She looked amazing, and I loved her song. And she looked great even doing the choreography. It wasn't just like, oh, the dancers. Like, no, she looked good doing it as well. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So all of that being said, like obviously with Candy and Jimbo excluded, I was so gagged at the top two. Like I just have no idea in hell how James made it to the top two. Lala, absolutely. And like I said, I was going back and thinking like who else should have been in the top two. I think it would have been for me, I would have said Lala and Kahana or Lala and Jessica Wilde. But it just felt so outlandish. Like there was no type of justification to me for James being in the top two. So it just felt like super rigged. And I'm like, okay, now I'm not feeling the Fame Games thing. Like I even tweeted like, okay, the Fame Games are probably inevitably gonna piss me off because it seems like it's gonna be rigged, and it seems like they put two girls in the top that were gonna need some assistance. They were gonna need a boost to their votes because rightfully so, Lala's in the top and she did a really good job, but also her looks are just not great. And from our original understanding, the Fame Games was supposed to be decided based on their looks. So it didn't seem like Lala was going to get a lot of votes if people are voting based off of the looks. So it seems like they did that to boost her votes. Same with James. For whatever reason, I do think like initially at the beginning of the season there was a lot of push behind James because she was coming with something new that we hadn't seen before, and it was like, oh, she's gonna be a front runner. But then it got very repetitive, and it was just like, oh, this may be all she's got. So she wasn't necessarily a favorite anymore, and she wasn't necessarily being pushed anymore. But for whatever reason, it kind of feels like now like they want her to be pushed again for some reason, and so they wanted to boost her votes as well because I can't even really think of any Fame Games looks for her where I'm like, oh, she did great besides the Ice Queen one. And maybe there's one more, but I can't remember it. So, I feel like she started out really well during the season and then she just kind of plateaued. So I think that she needed the boost. Whereas, other queens like Darian, they didn't necessarily need it. So I think it's going to potentially unfairly move the votes around. And then I also hadn't considered that the Fame Games might also just kind of be like a fan favorite type of thing, and people aren't gonna vote just based off the looks, especially now because it seems like they've thrown a wrench in it too, where it's like, oh, also consider this talent show. And it's like, girl, what is the rubric? Like, what are we judging based off of? So it's a little confusing and it's a little disheartening because I thought it was based off looks. And so each week I've been looking at looks, and I've been thinking who's turning the best looks and who would I vote for. And for me, it was Darian, and I still voted for Darian because she also still did well in the talent show. But I voted for Darian and other queens as well. But for me, Darian is the winner based off of what I thought the judging was supposed to be based off of, and that was looks, fame game looks. But I can understand that people are voting off of popularity and who they wanted to win, but obviously isn't in a running to win the All-Stars crown, so they can at least get fame games. So, you know, you want to vote for the Lalas, and you want to vote for the Kahanas, and you want to vote for the Jessica Wilds, but based off of looks, runway looks, I would not agree. So, you know, it's going to be weird. I don't even really want to get too invested in the fame games things because I just think it's going to be dumb and rigged. But whatever, we'll see what happens. Like I told y'all know who I want to win. But I put votes towards 3 queens. I think we got, 10 votes or something like that. So I spread my votes out amongst 3 queens. So yeah. It's not that I don't want to tell y'all who I voted for, but I kind of can't remember for sure. I know it was definitely Darian. I want to say I gave some to Kahana, and I want to say I gave some to Jessica. So if I was going to, I think I kind of like voted 3 ways. I'm like, if I'm going to vote based off of looks, I'm going to give it to Darian. If I'm going to vote off of popularity, who I really, really liked, I'm going to give some to Kahana. And then if and slash looks, because she looked good as well, but she was doing a lot of the same. And then if I'm gonna vote based off of who I still want to get something and who I think still deserves to walk away, then I'm gonna give some to Jessica. So I kind of split it up that way. But I wish that there was a clear understanding as to what the hell we were supposed to do for the fame games, but it's RuPaul's Drag Race, so it's like, you know, things are changing around here. So, you know, that was the episode. It was really entertaining, though. I will say that. I still to this moment can't remember who won the reading challenge, but it was a good reading challenge. It was funny. I did a lot of laughing. And yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I'm excited to see the finale. I'm excited to see who wins. I would be happy with either queen winning, but I would be happy with either queen winning. But I would be a smidge disappointed if Jimbo did not win. Just because, like, I don't know, I'm just a huge Jimbo fan. I feel like Jimbo should already have a crown. And I feel like Jimbo turned it the whole season. Candy did as well, but I just feel like Jimbo was bringing more excitement. So, you know, either one of them winning is a win. But I would prefer that it be Jimbo. So, I will see y'all at the finale.